So what if your future was completely in your hands? What if the person that you wanted to be, the emotions that you wanted to feel, and the things that you wanted to experience were completely up to you? So the secret to this is actually in the present moment. If you want to step into the starring role of your life and become all that you want to be, you can't put it off another moment. You need to stop thinking about it as if it's something in the future and start living it now. So don't be like me and wait until something like cancer comes along to like knock you over the head and make you realize how short our time on earth is. Now is the time to seize the moment and step into the starring role of your life. We aren't guaranteed tomorrow, so what are you waiting for? Now, as the saying goes, there's no time like the present. If you start putting your full conscious awareness on the present moment and living from that point, your life will entirely change. If you stop and think about it, most of our life, our thought life, is either lived in the past or in the future, hardly ever in the present. However, the present moment is where all the power resides. It is the point, the access point to change everything. You don't have to wait until the future in order to experience the feelings that you want. The power to transform your life is already within you right now in this present moment, and it can be accessed right now. You need to believe that you are the person that you want to be right now. It's all about learning to access feeling states, because everything that you desire is already within you. We think that by achieving like a certain level of success in the physical realm, that we'll be happy, fulfilled, or whatever it may be. However, that simply isn't the case. You can see it with celebrities time and time again. Despite all the seemingly outward success, they can be miserable if they haven't learned how to access the feeling states in the present moment. So no matter how amazing your life may be in the physical world, if you have not learned how to generate those feelings, you're never going to be truly happy, even when all those things that you want show up in physical reality. So let me ask you some questions. How would you feel right now if you were as financially successful as you wanted to be? How would you feel right now if you had the perfect partner in your life? How would you feel right now if you had that dream body? So I want to ask you this: what is stopping you from feeling those emotions right now? Because in order to be truly happy and fulfilled in life, it's important to learn how to access those states regardless of what's going on in the outside world. Now, when you start accessing those states and feelings that way in that present moment, before long your outside world is going to change in order to reflect what you're feeling on the inside. So what if there are multiple versions of you in different realities? Because quantum physics is pointing to the fact that this could very well be true. And if you shift how you feel on the inside, then your outside reality is also going to shift. You're going to switch timelines. So I want to give you an up-close example of something that just recently happened. A couple of weeks ago, I was with some friends of mine at a downtown cafe, and it was just a beautiful sunny day. We were sitting outside. I was sharing about identity shifting and how there are multiple different versions of reality that we get to choose from, that we can literally become any person that we wanted to be. Now, one of my friends had been writing poetry, and she so wanted to step out and share her poetry with the world. And as we were talking, I shared how there was actually a version of herself already doing that very thing, and that she could step into that reality where she was already speaking publicly and sharing her beautiful poetry to a captive audience. As I said, we were sitting outside the cafe, and I suggested that she go back in, and when she walked out through the door, that she would be in a whole new reality where she was a professional poet sharing her poetry publicly. Now, there were 4 chairs at the table we were sitting at, and one of them was empty. And as she looked over, she said that she saw a version of herself sitting on that vacant chair. She could literally see that version of herself in her mind's eye, waiting to be brought into this reality. As I said, she saw it in her mind's eye, and she walked back into the cafe. Now, my other friend and I, we watched as she re-emerged from the cafe into the sunlight, an entirely new version of her. She sat down, glowing with a new confidence, embodying that new version of herself and bringing it with her into a current reality. But however, what happened next was truly astounding. She just happened to meet an individual who asked her to come and share her poetry at an event at another local venue. Now, the first week that she went and shared, it was great, but the second week she was asked to come back and not only share, but could she step in and be the MC for that evening? The third week she was asked to be the permanent MC at the poetry event. The fourth week she was told that the event had now become the most popular one at that venue, and each week it continues to grow with more and more people coming to listen to her poetry. She had shifted timelines and she had become that version of herself. So what is that new version of you? What do they look like? What do they dress like, and how are they walking? What is their body language like, and what is the look on their face? I want to encourage you to embody that version of yourself right now. Put yourself in that state right now, and then start acting like that new you for the next hour. And then after that hour, carrying it on through the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. Practicing, keep practicing being that new you. Now let me tell you, there are going to be times when the old you, your old memorized behavior patterns want to try and pull you back into that old reality. But kind of think of it as a game. You don't have to play that old game anymore. You're leveling up and become that new version of you. And as you keep being that new version of you, it'll become easier and easier until it feels like it is a new you, because in reality, it will be. When I first became a personal trainer, I felt very awkward for the first few weeks. Every time I do an assessment on someone, it was like learning to drive a car for the first time. However, after doing assessment after assessment after assessment and working with client after client, I was that version of me. I was that confident personal trainer with a full book of business. So if you knew that you were a millionaire, how would you act differently? Now, I'm not talking about your spending habits. I'm talking about your internal state, because you can feel like a multimillionaire right now. You don't have to wait for the money in order to access that state. You can live in that reality right now. You can literally become the starring role of your life right now. The more you practice feeling, acting, dressing, moving, that like the imagined self that you want to be, you're naturally going to shift into that reality. So practice this throughout the day, and when you get into bed at night, feel yourself being that new version of you as you just drift off into sleep. And when you see yourself as a star of your show, you're going to start changing your energy, and that energy around you is going to be different, and different people are going to be attracted to you. Just like my friend, when she stepped into that new version of herself, she opened the door to a reality where different poetic opportunities just naturally started to show up in her world. So why not you? That's what I'm asking you right now. You can be the woman of your dreams right now. You can access that feeling right now. What are you waiting for? If you step into the present moment, become aware, and know that the power to transform your life, it's already within you. Until next time, this is Susan with Awaken Your Beauty. Bye for now.